you guys, it's Martina from the OilYoga tribe and Martina Health and Wellness, here to share with you day 5. It's the last day of our OilYoga challenge. I am so grateful that you've joined me for this 5-day journey. To end our journey today, we are going to end with Northern Lights Black Spruce oil, which is near and dear to my heart as it is from British Columbia, Canada, which is where I am from. So this oil is produced in Fort Nelson, BC. It is distilled and produced there, so it's pretty awesome that this oil comes from there. It's very centering, very grounding. So our affirmations for today are going to be with that theme. I am centered, I am grounded, I am calm. So just think of that as we go through our practice today, and we'll go ahead and get started. So find your mats and we'll begin. Alright, so for our Northern Lights Black Spruce oil, I want to make sure we're focused here. Oh, there we are. We don't like to be focused right away. So with our Northern Lights Black Spruce oil, we are going to start with applying a drop or two to our palms of our hands. Rubbing those hands together, bringing them into the palm, into your nose, in towards your face. Building some energy with our oil. Bringing it into the nose and just taking a couple nice deep breaths. And then once you've taken those couple nice deep inhales and exhales, we'll bring the hands to meet at the sides. And allowing our eyes to close, we'll just settle into our practice today. Starting from the bottoms of your feet, feeling rooting into the bottom of your mat. Feeling your legs being strong. Coming up to your belly, noticing those nice deep inhales and exhales. Coming to the shoulders, allowing the shoulders to relax. And then finally coming to the crown of the head, just reaching the crown of the head towards the sky. And then we'll come back to our breath for a moment, coming back to those inhales and exhales. And as we inhale, thinking about being centered, being grounded, being still. So repeating those affirmations to yourself. I am centered. I am grounded. I am still. And then as we exhale, trying to exhale all the things that no longer serve you. Releasing any negative, toxic thoughts that might be present. And then from here, we're going to allow our eyes to open. And then we're going to begin our practice today by doing our nice open arm twist. So just bringing the arms up to the shoulder height. And then we're just going to allow ourselves to go from side to side. So going from left to right, keeping the feet rooted as if you were a tree and just swaying back and forth. Okay, doing one more time and then coming back to center, allowing our arms to rest. And with the theme of our tree oil today, we're going to start our practice with a tree pose. So finding our drishti or our focal point. And once you've had that, we're going to bring the left or right leg out in front. Coming to either rooted tree, placing the right heel on top of the left foot. Coming into the calf with the sole of the foot, or reaching with the ankle coming into the thigh. Just whatever is accessible and feels good for you today. We'll bring hands in to meet at the heart, grow our tree up and expand our branches out. Taking one more breath here. Bringing the palms to meet at the top, lowering down to heart center, and then releasing that foot. And we'll do the other side. So coming back to our mountain, finding your drishti first. It's going to help you balance, finding a focal point. And then bringing the left foot out in front, and either finding the heel of the left foot on top of the right foot into the calf muscle, or grabbing the ankle, bringing it into the thigh, being mindful not to place the sole of the foot on the knee joint, as we don't want to put any pressure on the knees. And so once you've found your version of tree, bringing hands to meet at the heart center, growing our tree up and expanding our branches out. Taking one more breath here. Bringing the hands to meet at the top, lowering down again to heart center. And then we can bring that foot down. All right, so the next pose we're going to go into with our grounding yoga practice today is we're going to go into one-legged chair. So for this one, another balancing pose. So bringing the feet, rooting them into the mat, taking a nice deep breath in and out. And then we're going to cross the right ankle over top of the left knee, making sure it's above the knee, and then sinking down into that left foot, bringing the hands to meet at heart center, or arms out in front. And so we'll take 3 deep breaths here. And then we can bring the arms back down and release that leg. And then we'll do the other side. So finding our drishti first, our focal point, coming back to our mountain pose, Tadasana. And then crossing that left leg over top of the right knee, bending into that right leg, bringing hands to meet at heart center, or up and out in front. Taking 3 deep breaths here. Bringing hands down and releasing that leg. Good. So the next pose we're going to go into is goddess pose. So this one will keep the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Toes kind of pointed outward. Finding just a spot that feels comfortable for you. And so for this one, we're going to begin by sinking into a squat. So kind of sitting back, making sure that your knees are not over top of your toes. And then we're going to inhale, bring the arms out to the shoulder height. And then we're going to bend at the elbows, coming into goddess pose. Coming back to our affirmations here. I am grounded. I am centered. I am still. Taking 2 more deep breaths here. And then releasing the legs and the arms down. Good. All right, so we're going to Now from here, we're going to come to the front of our mats. Taking a nice deep breath in with our mountain pose. And then on the next inhale, we're going to bend the knees, reaching the arms down and then up. Pushing the arms away, hinging at the hips, coming down into our forward fold. And then we're going to bend the knees, placing the hands on the mat, taking steps back with both feet, coming into our downward facing dog. Taking 2 more nice deep breaths here. Now we're going to slowly come back down onto our knees, coming into our table. We're just going to do a C spine, or like a C stretch with our spine. So for this one, we're just going to be in our table, and then what you're going to do is just take your gaze over your right shoulder and kind of make that arc kind of C with your spine. So it's just taking your gaze down towards your toes or your hips, whatever you can see. And then coming back to center, and then over to the left side, making the C shape with the left side. Coming back to center, one more time over to the right side. Back to center, over to the left. And then coming back to our center, and we'll sink down into our child's pose. Sitting on the backs of the legs, reaching the arms out in front, bringing the forehead down towards the mat. Taking a couple breaths here. And then on our next inhale, we're going to bring the arms up, and we're going to come back into our seated position. So coming back into our comfortable seat, and we are going to reapply our Northern Lights Black Spruce one more time. Applying a drop or two to the palms of the hands, rubbing the hands together, bringing them in towards the nose, allowing our eyes to close and just taking 1 or 2 nice deep breaths here. And then we will bring the hands down to rest on the knees, hands facing up to receive energy, or hands facing down to keep your energy. And so we're just going to come back for a moment to those nice deep inhales and exhales. Coming back to that feeling of being rooted, of being grounded. Coming back to our affirmations for our Northern Lights Black Spruce oil. I am grounded, I am centered, I am still. And then I want to take this time to let each of you know how grateful I am to be able to share my yoga journey with you. That each of you are kind, brave, and beautiful, and perfectly perfect just the way you are. And so on our next inhale, we're going to bring the hands to meet at heart center. And then we'll allow the eyes to open, having a soft gaze on our fingertips. And then we'll seal in our practice today with a namaste. Namaste. So that was the end of our 5-day oily yoga challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm very grateful that you have all shared in this 5-day journey with me, and I hope that you will stay tuned and join any further oily yoga things that we'll have coming out. So I am very grateful to all of you once again, and we will see you next time. Bye, you guys.